All right, let's get right into it. You've seen them, right? Those absolutely gorgeous, tiny little trees. They look like living sculptures. And I bet when you see one, the very first thought that pops into your head is, yep, I would kill that in a week. It's like a universal reaction, isn't it? The whole art of bonsai just seems so, I don't know, so incredibly delicate and complicated. It feels like you're just destined to fail. But what if I told you that whole feeling, that intimidation, what if it's all based on one tiny little misunderstanding?
Trust me, you are so not alone in feeling that way. But here's the secret, the thing most people miss. Success with bonsai doesn't start with mastering some ancient mystical technique overnight. Nope, it all starts with choosing the right partner to learn with.
And that's where this number comes in. The solution is way simpler than you'd think. It really just comes down to starting with one of these 5 specific trees. These guys are incredibly tough, super beginner-friendly. They're the ones that actually give you a fighting chance to learn and, actually succeed.
Okay, first on our list is the absolute king, the undisputed champion of beginner bonsai, the ficus. Seriously, this thing is amazing. What's so great about it is just how unbelievably tough it is. It's an indoor tree and it almost expects you to mess up. You water it a little too much, forget to water it for a day, it's probably going to be just fine. You get a little overzealous with the pruning shears, it'll bounce right back. It's basically your bonsai safety net.
So how do you keep one of these guys alive and happy? Honestly, it's so simple. Number 1, light. Just put it near a window that gets some nice, bright light, but not, direct scorching sun. And number 2, water. This is the big one. Forget a strict schedule, just stick your finger in the soil every couple of days. If that top inch feels dry, then it's time to water. And when you do, give it a real good soak until water comes out the drainage holes. That's literally it.
And that really leads to the golden rule for a ficus. It's all about consistency over quantity. Just checking the soil every few days is way more important than how much you water. Pay attention to that, and your tree's going to be golden.
All right, on to tree number 2. Meet the jade plant. Now, if the ficus is forgiving, the jade practically thrives on being forgotten. I'm serious. If you are the kind of person who always thinks, oh no, I forgot to water my plants again, then this is your soulmate in tree form. It's a succulent, right? So it stores its own water in those thick, fleshy leaves. It actually hates being fussed over.
Keeping a jade happy is basically the complete opposite of a lot of other houseplants. It loves light, so give it a sunny spot. Even a few hours of direct sun is great. But, and this is the most important part, the number 1 way people kill these is by being too nice, by overwatering. You have got to let that soil dry out completely, I mean bone dry, between waterings.
Which brings us to the golden rule for jade. And it's maybe the easiest rule of all. When in doubt, don't water. Seriously, just wait another day. If you can remember that one thing, you'll have a happy jade for a very long time.
Okay, so before we jump into our last 3 trees, we have to talk about a really big fork in the road in the world of bonsai. And that's the difference between indoor and outdoor trees. The ficus and the jade, those are indoor trees. They love the stable, cozy environment of your house. But the next 3 we're going to talk about are strictly outdoor trees. They absolutely need to experience the changing seasons. They need the sun, the air, and yep, even the cold of winter to survive. If you bring one of them inside for good, well, it's a one-way ticket to a dead tree.
So our first outdoor hero is the one everyone knows and loves, the Japanese maple. I know, you probably think of them as being super delicate, right? But they are surprisingly tough little guys. They're adaptable, they can handle different soils, and they have this incredible ability to bounce back from stress. I mean, a stressed out maple might drop all of its leaves, making you think it's a goner, only to push out a whole new set in the same season. Talk about resilient.
So the whole key with the Japanese maple is finding the right balance. It loves sun, but that harsh, baking afternoon sun, that'll scorch its leaves. So morning sun is perfect. Same with water. It likes the soil to be consistently moist, but never ever soggy. Think damp sponge, not mud puddle. That means good drainage is an absolute must.
So the golden rule for the Japanese maple is pretty much a little recipe for its perfect home. Morning sun, afternoon shade, and well-draining soil. If you can give it that sweet spot, you're setting it up for success.
Okay, next up, we've got the Chinese elm. If you want that classic, traditional bonsai look, this is a fantastic choice. And let me tell you, this tree is an absolute tank. It grows fast, which is great for beginners, because it recovers super quickly from any learning experiences with pruning. And the best part? This tree actually talks to you. When its leaves start to turn yellow, it's not dying, it's just shouting, "Hey, I'm thirsty over here." Now let me be 100% clear on this one. This is an outdoor tree. Full stop. It needs the seasons. And because it's living outside, especially when summer hits, that little pot can dry out incredibly fast. You're probably going to need to check the soil and water it every single day when it gets hot.
And this brings us to its golden rule. You have to give it a winter. Don't feel bad for it and try to save it from the cold by bringing it inside. It needs that cold, dormant period. It's like sleeping for the tree. It's resting up to explode with growth in the spring. A warm house in winter will confuse it and, yeah, eventually kill it.
And last but not least, we have the one you've probably been waiting for. The tree that pops into everyone's head when they hear the word bonsai, the juniper. It's got that classic, cascading, dramatic look. But it's not just a pretty face. This thing is super hardy, pest-resistant, and tough as nails. It can handle being wired and styled, which makes it the absolute perfect tree to practice on and really learn the art.
And I'm going to sound like a broken record here, but it is so, so important. This is an outdoor-only tree. It is not a houseplant. It will die indoors. It needs sun, it needs fresh air, and just like the Chinese elm, you've got to check that soil every day in the summer to make sure it doesn't dry out completely.
And really, that is the golden rule for the juniper. Full sun and fresh air are absolutely non-negotiable. There's no wiggle room on this one. If you can't give it that, then this just isn't the tree for you. But if you can, oh, you will be rewarded with the most iconic bonsai you can imagine. Okay, so let's wrap this all up in a neat little package. To figure out which of these 5 is your perfect match, it's pretty simple. Do you want an indoor tree and you're good with a consistent routine? Ficus is your guy. Are you maybe a little forgetful with watering? Jade, all the way. Got a nice protected spot outdoors? The Japanese maple would love it there. And if you've got a sunny patio and want that classic bonsai look, you can't go wrong with a Chinese elm or a juniper. See, there's a perfect starter tree for pretty much everyone.
Because at the end of the day, getting started with bonsai isn't about hunting down some rare, expensive, difficult tree. The perfect bonsai for a beginner is a forgiving one. It's one that gives you the room to make mistakes and to learn. It's a partner that lets you grow right along with it.
So your journey really does start right here with one of these 5 trees. And listen, choosing an easy one isn't cheating. It's being smart. It's setting yourself up for an amazing, rewarding experience instead of just frustration.
When you start with the right tree, you're not just picking up a new hobby. You're starting a relationship with a living thing, something that's going to change and grow with you for years, maybe even decades. It's your story and the tree's story intertwined. So really, the only question left is, which one are you going to choose to grow with?